Obviously, that will not be happening there, him in person, as he just earlier this morning learning of the news. And right now we're going to go out to Florida to our sister station reporter, Fox 35 Orlando, Robert Guadarrama, to give us some details. He's at the Sanford Airport right now where the event was supposed to happen. And Robert, obviously that's not happening. Give us some details of what you're seeing right now.
Yeah, that's right. A lot of folks were excited to come out here and hear the president speak. We are, as you mentioned, at the Sanford International Airport. It's the smaller airport here in the Orlando area, really serves as the hub for Allegiant Airlines. But you can see the setup here. You can still see it. This is the entrance to the rally that was set for tonight at 7 o'clock. This is where the attendees were going to go through the screening before heading into the event. Now, it was supposed to be held right here. I'll kind of have my photographer move around with me. This is the Million Air facility. They're a private aviation service facility, and like we've seen in past events, Air Force One was going to land right behind the event here and pull straight up to the rally. You can see there they have some cranes out there, some forklifts that are picking up the bleachers that were set up, the chairs, all the lighting and sound equipment. It was all presumably ready to go for tonight's event because again, they are usually letting folks in well before the event gets underway. So you can see the teardown is happening right now. But again, a lot of folks kind of disappointed that they aren't going to get to see the president speak. We spoke a few minutes ago with some vendors who were out here, and they, again, kind of live off of selling the banners, the flags, the signs. One of the vendors from the area was telling me that he usually gets hundreds of customers today. He only had 3 customers, and those were probably folks who were out here camped out, as we've seen in prior rallies. Folks arrived days before because they want to be first inside the rally. But again, that just didn't happen. The crowds didn't show up as they expected out here. And we have learned now that the event is still on, but it will be a virtual rally, and the president will make remarks tonight at 7 o'clock, presumably from the White House as he continues to battle COVID-19. So folks are getting those emails to sign up for that virtual event that is still set to take place tonight at 7 o'clock. Back to you.
So Robert, the people that all had tickets for tonight, did they now get an email on top of that saying that it'll be a virtual event and this is how you can go see it? Or how did that all come about?
That's what we're told. And something interesting is this morning when we checked the website, the Donald J. Trump for President website, the event was completely removed from the website. But then a few hours later, the virtual event was added, and that's when it was pushed out to those who had tickets. And all of those supporters were then instructed to sign up for that virtual event. Again, still the same time tonight, but now they get to hear the president's remarks from the comfort of their living rooms.
And Robert, have you been seeing anybody trying to come right now just to kind of see what everything is happening, or are they being told not to even come by here?
Yeah, these are private roads back here, so I've been hearing that there are authorities around directing folks if they were trying to get to the property to then turn around, but we really haven't seen any supporters out here. Again, the vendors we spoke to were packing up, and they said that they were also told by authorities they needed to get off the property because the event was no longer happening. So they were packing up and heading out. So really, at this time, usually on a rally day, there would be hundreds of folks out here. I was actually in Jacksonville last week for the president's rally there, and we were there at 10 a.m. The event was at 7. There were hundreds of people out there. There were dozens of vendors, food trucks out there. It was really a huge event, and folks arrived days before, and a lot of folks the day of, to kind of be part of the excitement and really make it a day-long event. Again, that's what we would usually see out here right now, but you can see those cars that we see parked out here. These are the volunteers and the crew that are helping tear down the rally, again, event that was set to take place here. So these aren't supporters. These are just folks who are doing all the cleanup process now.
And Robert, obviously, this puts just a major crimp in President Trump's campaign. I mean, talk about just how much Florida is so in play and needed for him to win again in 2020.
Florida is a critical state, you know, as we've seen in the past. President Trump knows he needs to get Florida, and really here in the state of Florida, him and Joe Biden are neck and neck in all of the recent polls. So it's a critical battleground state he has to win, and most importantly, the Hispanic voter. And we're here in the greater Orlando area, which is a highly Hispanic population. So he knows this is the I-4 corridor is a critical area for him to make sure his message is heard and make sure he gets those voters in his camp. But again, unfortunately for him, it's going to be possibly, you know, a week or so. They're saying, 10 to 14 days before he might get back on the road. Luckily for folks who did plan to come out here and see the president speak in person, they're still going to get those remarks, and presumably he will still tailor his message to Floridians and to the Hispanic voters here in the Sunshine State, because he was said to speak at the event here in Florida. So we'll see if that actually happens, but I know those folks who were going to be out here, they are going to tune in tonight, most likely, and possibly his audience will be even larger because maybe some folks were too afraid to come out because of the COVID exposure, and now they can sit and watch those remarks at home. So perhaps his audience might be a little bigger than it would have been.
Yeah, this might be the most in-demand virtual event that we have ever seen here. So, Robert, thank you so much for breaking it all down for us today on this really busy news cycle. We appreciate it.
You bet.
All right, that was great. Thanks there to our sister station Fox 35 there in Orlando for giving us that coverage. Let's continue on right here on News Now from Fox. Take you out to our sister station Fox 29 in Philadelphia with some more content to bring you.